March is Women's History Month, and our guest has made history right here in Virginia. We will have a conversation with Dr. Paulette Walker Johnson, creator and host of Real Women, Real Talk radio show. And also, we will celebrate real Sheros who made history right here on Empowered Life.
Empowered Life with Dr. Yoli.
Today we have Dr. Paulette Walker Johnson. Dr. Johnson, you are the creator and host of Real Women, Real Talk radio show that airs nationally on Sirius XM channel 142 and locally on the Source 91.3 WVST FM right in Petersburg, Virginia. You are a graduate of Morgan State, Springfield College, and Virginia Tech. You are a professor emeritus at Virginia State University, where you devoted 35 years as the founder and coach of the nationally recognized Woo Woo's cheerleading squad. You were also the first female athletic director in Virginia State University history and served as head softball coach at VSU, leading the Lady Trojan softball team to win the first CIAA softball championship. You've been inducted into the Virginia State University Hall of Fame and Wall of Fame. In 2011, you became the first cheerleader coach to be inducted into the CIAA Hall of Fame, lifelong educator, motivational speaker. The list goes on. You're also an author. Welcome to the show, Dr. Johnson.
So much. It's so nice to be here. Thank you.
Yes. So you've had such an exciting life. Tell us about your tenure at Virginia State University, the local HBCU.
I'm so glad you asked. I am from Petersburg, Virginia. That's my home. And so often you don't get an opportunity to go back home. I did. At first I thought it was a bad thing, but it was a wonderful blessing. And I now realize that God had a plan for my life.
Yes.
And so I come back home without a job, with 2 degrees, and I get a job at Virginia State University. It was an absolute perfect match for me and what I needed to do and be about in my life. So I was given cheerleading. I was a full-time physical educator in the health and physical education department, but I was given cheerleading and said, you will take the cheerleaders. And I was so grateful to have a job at the local university that I wanted to do the best job that I could.
Absolutely.
And I know you would know about this. I just felt like it was a ministry as opposed to coaching.
Awesome.
And so the story began in 1970, the cheerleaders.
Wow.
I had been a cheerleader at Morgan and at Peabody High School in Petersburg. So I guess they assumed I knew something. No, I did not. But what I did know was the Lord. And I did a lot of praying. And those girls that I first worked with were, a year or so younger than me.
Wow.
And God blessed that. And I feel like it was a ministry. Yes. It started in 1974, Dr. Yoli, and the rest is history.
My favorite topic is gifts to the man.
I knew you'd like that.
Not a man. And that's probably because I'm married. I have a wonderful husband, Clarence. It says, give the gift of patience, give the gift of kindness, give the gift of love, etc. And that's how I want to, give the gift to my husband, because whatever I give to him, I'm going to get back.
Exactly.
And I love that topic.
That was inspired by a lot of young ladies, and I don't know if any of you in the audience would be guilty of this, but we give things. We spend money that we don't have to give things. And often, and remember now, I've coached young ladies for 35 years.
Right.
They buy gifts and spend their book money on a guy because he wanted some boots or something like that. And so the inspiration for the piece was, you have everything you need to give gifts. You have patience, you have love, you have kind. But you're not even worried about that. You withhold that to go to the mall to buy something that's going to, it's going to wear down. It's going to be gone soon. My family has adopted that. We don't give gifts. We don't exchange gifts.
Nice.
And it sounds like we're cheap. We're not. But what we do give is love and patience and tolerance. Those fruits of the Spirit are what we need to work on more than anything else. So I'm glad you liked that one.
Those are true.
I did too.
Yes. So how can our audience purchase your book and information to contact you?
All right. My book is available from my publisher, Friesen Press.
Sure.
And as we like to say, if you see me, I got a bookstore in the trunk too. Yeah, but it's on all the major book outlets online. Friesen Press is the publisher. If you go there, I'll get more of a royalty than on the other one. So that, we also, you can contact E.J. Simmons, my publicist, and we'll put that website up a little bit later. But we have Real Women, Real Talk on Facebook and Instagram and all of those places. So if you reach out and like us, and I guarantee you we'll like you back and tell you how you can get it.
Awesome. Yeah. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Johnson, for sharing your wisdom, sharing your book, sharing the radio show. I do listen to the radio show as well as have the book. Coming up next, we're celebrating Real Sheros for Women's History Month in Empowered News right here on Empowered Life.
March is National Women's History Month. In 1987, the United States Congress designated March as National Women's History Month. This creates a special opportunity in our schools, our workplaces, and our communities to recognize and celebrate the often overlooked achievements of American women. Today, Empowered Life celebrates the following Shero. Reverend Dr. Sylvia Tucker has led an outstanding life working in civil rights, leadership, and the community. Since 1979, she has been a dedicated member of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. In 1986, Dr. Tucker was one of the founders of the Prince George chapter of the SCLC. In 1994, she was ordained and licensed as a Baptist minister. In 1995 to present, she became the Director of Pastoral Care and Chaplain for HCA John Randolph Medical Center, making history as the first African American woman to be hired for this position. Dr. Tucker was the first African American female chaplain to be inducted into the History Makers and also noted to be in the Religious Makers, also inducted into the permanent part of the History Makers collection at the Library of Congress. Among being an award-winning Shero, Reverend Dr. Sylvia Tucker was installed as pastor of Loving Union Baptist Church, Dispatania, Virginia on Sunday, February 8, 2015. She is married to Raymond R. Tucker Sr., and they are the parents of 4 children. Thank you, Dr. Sylvia Tucker, for your contribution and being one of Virginia's Sheros.
Shero defined. A woman admired or idolized for her courage, outstanding achievements, or noble qualities, a heroine. Mrs. Betty the Queen, according to the petition filed with the General Court in 1701, also known as Anne, was the first known Pamunkey female chief and worked to uphold Indian rights in the face of increasing pressure from the English colonists. Her name appears on several documents between 1706 and 1712, petitioning Virginia's colonial government to confirm Pamunkey ownership of tribal lands and pushing leaders to prohibit white settlers from encroaching on these lands in violation of established treaties. Clara Barton, 1821 through 1912, famed for her Civil War nursing, her post-Civil War work to help document the many missing and her founding of the American Red Cross. Clara Barton's first Civil War nursing ventures were in the Virginia Theater. Maggie Lena Walker, 1867 through 1934. African-American businesswoman, daughter of a former slave, Maggie Lena Walker opened the St. Luke Penny's Savings Bank in 1903 and served as its president, leading it to become the Consolidated Bank and Trading Company of Richmond as it merged other Black-owned banks into the organization. India Hamilton, 1879 through 1950, was one of the first African-American educators here in the Commonwealth. Nikki Giovanni, 1943, a poet who was a college professor at Virginia Tech. Nikki Giovanni was an activist for civil rights in her college years. Her interest in justice and equality is reflected in her poetry. She's taught poetry as a visiting professor at many colleges and has encouraged writing in others. Now for our sponsorship.
Hi, I'm Laura Amison with Trinity Plus One Transportation LLC. We are a state-certified, bonded, licensed transportation provider for the cities of Hopewell, Petersburg, Colonial Heights, Chester, Richmond, and the counties of Prince George and Chesterfield County, Virginia. If you're tired of unknown arrival times of other transportation providers, contact us, Trinity Plus One Transportation. We transport to medical facilities, places of employment, day support centers, just to name a few. Schedule with us your ride. We provide door-to-door service. Let us be the one to transport you to your important destinations. Call us at 804-479-4007 or visit us and like us on Facebook at Trinity Plus One Transportation. We look forward to hearing from you.
What biblical hero I best identify with? I would have to say Deborah. Deborah was a prophetess, so that meant she heard from God. She was not only a prophetess, she was a judge over Israel. So if she was a judge, that means she knew the law. She knew what it meant to be fair and balanced. I believe that I am a fair and balanced person. She was also a wife with a husband that who didn't appear to be threatened by her position and by her power. There is something to be said about a man who truly understands his woman and does not suppress her, but supports her. So I believe I identify better with Deborah. I'm sure I identify with a lot of the women in the Bible, but I would say Deborah, I identify mostly. She is one of the biblical sheroes I definitely would say I identify with.
I am a Shero.
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 I am a Shero. I am a Shero.
I am a Shero.
I am a Shero.
I am Dr. Yoli Massenberg, and I am a Shero. Well, that's all we have for you today, but I would be remiss if I did not empower you to pursue life in Jesus Christ. Be a real Shero and join forces with the ultimate superhero, Jesus Christ, today. God bless.
If you're in the Hopewell, Virginia area, join us at the Life Center every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and every Wednesday night for Bible study. SMI Life Center is located at 108 North 7th Avenue, Hopewell, Virginia. At the Life Center, we empower you to pursue life in Jesus Christ. The Life Center is a place to learn and grow. God bless.
Empowered Life with Dr. Yola.